Give me reasons to doubt, try to keep me down, but I'll put the flame out, you can't get to me. Throw your sticks and your stones, go break all of my bones, you won't ache my soul, you can't get to me. And there is no barricade that I can tear away. Shoot me down to fire away, away. But I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a push me down to the ground. What goes around comes around. You won't put the flame out, you can't get to me. Say what you wanna say, go take it all away, but I'm here to stay. No, you can't get to me. And there is no barricade that I can tear away. Shoot me down to fire away, away. But I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Grind Fantasy official live stream for Sniping Value with Matt. I will be breaking down everything there is to know about fantasy value across all DFS apps, including Prizepicks, Parlay Play, Underdog, Boom Fantasy, Fliff. You guys know the deal. Thanks for showing up, everybody. We went berserk yesterday with value on our live stream for Parlay Play. Parlay Play was insane. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm going to be doing this every single day around 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We're also going to be going live 4:30 to 5:30 every single night. Me and TJ will be resuming every single night to grab the best NBA value, because the best time to take advantage of NBA value is going to be right before the games start. Injury news in general, starting lineups, all that good stuff, right? That all affects the way that these lines move. The one thing to pay attention to is how the sportsbooks adjust their lines. They do everything for you. They do the research for you. If somebody gets ruled out, the sportsbooks adjust their lines before the DFS apps. For whatever reason, DFS apps are still behind they fall way behind the wheel here when it comes to updating their lines. And because of that, we took advantage on Parlay Play yesterday. LaMelo Ball was a great example. Announced that he was going to be playing limited minutes for whatever reason. Didn't really know the details, but they did know that he was showing extreme value on the under on Parlay Play. We grabbed, for instance, yesterday, we grabbed his PRA under 39.5, and the lines adjusted down to 31 to 30.5. Tyus Jones was another example. Like his value was fantastic on yesterday's live stream before lock. And guys, that's the edge. And keep in mind, it was the first game of the NBA season yesterday. So this is only going to get worse or better, I guess you could say, in terms of value. But the injury news is going to affect NBA every single day. So if you do not have the DG Fantasy Optimizer, there's not a better time than right now to grab value. There's NFL going on, there's college football, there's NBA. And the one thing about this tool is that it is consistently updating to show you the best value, the biggest discrepancies across the entire market, the entire Prizepicks board, whether it be MLB, whether it be NHL, whether it be NBA. We're going to show you the best bang for your buck slips. For instance, let's kick it off here at the very top. We're going to be focusing on Anthony Davis here, over 3 points made. It's going to be set to 0.5. The entire sportsbook market slightly increasing or slightly juicing that over. It looks like FanDuel juicing it the most, minus 156. When you devig this line, we're getting closer to minus 140 implied odds across the market, a 54.56% chance. These are the true odds that this is going to soar over. In order to be a profitable sports bettor, we have to hit our individual legs on a 5-flex slip higher than 54.22% of the time, right? That's how you're going to remain profitable. And if we're selecting anything higher than that 54.5 or 54.22% hit rate, by devigging these lines, by taking the market consensus data, because the market knows all, the market knows more times than not enough to keep us profitable, then we will be profitable in the long run. There's a ton of good value here. Let's go ahead and kick it off here, starting with this AD line. And this is going to be a 3 points made line. And it's gone. See how quick that is. Let me go ahead and give Prizepicks a quick refresh here to make sure I didn't miss out on anything. Gabe Vincent just popped up too. Always value. There's always going to be consistent value. These lines are always adjusting based on the injury news, based on sharp money coming in, based on all of the data. Data knows all. Vincent. Under steals. We have Monahan. I believe I already took this one, but that's fine. I'll double dip. Under points, we have Sangoon, whatever his name is. There's no N in there. Points. This is over points, sorry. Embiid, under 2.5 blocks plus steals. And last but not least, Kadri, under 3.5 shots on goal. I hate how you still can't universally search. under 3.5. And again, we're looking for average odds of higher than 54.22%. So if 4 of the 5 are higher than that mark, we're fine with taking one that's right below, right? We're looking for average odds. So let me know if you guys can get this in. I'm going to go ahead and try to do it on my account. The reason why I set this slip up and then I go back later and do it is I make sure there's 30-second lag and make sure that you guys can get it in. I don't really care about myself. I've been hitting these plays all day. I have access to the optimizer myself, so I don't really care about getting in these plays. Somebody just got removed. That was an NHL prop. Let's go ahead and find another replacement here. Let's see if we can find anything better. These guys did shift a little bit downwards, but that's fine. That's fine. We're starting to get low. We're starting to get lower. Might pass unless you guys were able to get that in. Oh, we have a decent one here with Durant and LeBron James under points. People are going to hate that one, but hey, we don't care. We do not care. We take the value where we can. Does that contradict any other plays? No, it does not. So we have an all less than slip. Let's go ahead and try that new proposed slip. And you guys see it. There's always value changing. There's always times where you can take advantage of new value. I highly doubt I'm going to be able to get this in. Did they just remove the combo prop? No, they didn't. Embiid. Under. Under. And that guy. It's an all under slip. Got to love unders. Yeah, that was able to get in there. There it is. So that's the first slip, guys, for the live stream on Prizepicks. We were hitting yesterday. I think there's one slip we hit. I think it was on Twitter. I posted it. It's right now 4-4 with one leg to play. It's going to be a League of Legends sweat at 3 a.m., I believe, tonight. If you guys tailed that, then you're looking at a potential 10x, at worst 2x per the Prizepicks payouts. So let's go ahead and clear this slip. Let's refresh the board here and look for some more value. Nothing really popping up. Nothing of interest too much. Let's switch over to the middling tool. Middling tool, the whole difference between the middling tool and the optimizers, we're looking at consensus data on the optimizer, right? But on the middling tool, the whole ideology behind it is to middle between two apps, right? I know that you have to enter different slip types on these two apps, but look at the individual player props themselves and look at the middling opportunity, right? Imagine you take a 3-man slip on UD and middle with a Prizepicks 5 flex, right? 3 of those plays are the same on both slips. Imagine all 3 of those actually middle. I know, rare, but it does happen. It does happen depending on the discrepancies. Imagine those 3, middle. At worst, you're looking at a 0.4x on Prizepicks. You're looking at a sweep, a 6x payout, right? Like that's the whole mindset you should have. And if there's large enough discrepancies, it makes mathematical sense to middle between the two apps. So here's one. Caleb Hood under receptions. What I like to do is double check everything. Yes, we will go over correlation here in a bit. But correlation for NBA had a really good night. If you guys saw a bunch of retweets, I believe there were like 4 or 5 different slips that hit. UD had a night on the correlation tool. Let's take a look at Caleb Hood, though. Let's see if he has any book support. And I know a lot of you can't play college football, so I might not even mess with it. But yeah, I mean, it's not really that good of a play because we have 2 books here. One's favoring the over at 6.5, and underdog's like, nah, well, I'm favoring the under at 7. So it looks like 7 is a pretty accurate number. If anything, this is slightly off on Jock Market. I wouldn't be taking that. Another reason why I'm skipping past this first play, 3 of the 4 projections agree with themselves. So I wouldn't take this on Prizepicks. I'd take this on Boom. I'd take it on the app that's the most off, right? We look at Boom. They have 2. The other apps have 1.5. So you would obviously not take that on Boom. Same thing with Josh Allen. Like we have rush attempts, which I believe was plus EV earlier on the under at 5.5. We were able to secure that value. It looks like that might be a good play on UD as well. Anyway, two of the five here agree with 5. 3 of the 5 agree with 5.5. So we're going to avoid that projection. Anyway, that's the mindset here when looking at the middling tool and scoping out value. We're always going to be looking for that mispriced prop. If there's only a one-to-one comparison and the discrepancy is large enough, then yeah, we're definitely going to attack that, right? So looks like another mispriced prop here on Hot Streak. We have Somnus on Dota. That's a Dota prop. Yeah, sure. Give me Dota. Whatever. Who cares? That's value. And what I would do here, I always forget to select the sport, man. Is I would take the under here on Somnus. I would turn around and then hit the over on UD. If this player lands on 13, 14, or 15, you don't lose on both apps, and that actually middles, right? Like that's a huge opportunity. These types of opportunities do not exist in sports like NBA, like MLB, like NFL, because again, like the market knows all. The discrepancies are always very, very in line with each other. Always aligned. Looks like we have another Dota play. Nightfall. That is an over. They don't play for the same team, so that's fine. They're not playing against each other. That's fine. Nope. Good play here. Lillard says, yeah, I believe we took this last night on Prizepicks in a correlated slip. We will go over the correlation here in a bit. Nope. And usually we're able to find discrepancies in very niche markets. These are all major markets like rebounds and assists, PRAs, right? Like they're all major markets. We found player attempted threes, like huge discrepancies right before lock yesterday. Those are the markets to target on the middling tool. 1000%. Nope. There's not really too much, man. It's going to be all Dota. It does look like Team Spirit now. Did we already put in a Team Spirit play? No. I think that's fine. Or that's an L, not an I. Boom. No. Nothing for NBA so far. Another good play. We might have to switch to UD here in a second. Oh, there's a good one. Broken Blade for League of Legends. Sorry, it just naturally turned into an all esports slip. I apologize. I just take the value. And then we have Yatoro. Yatoro plays for Team Spirit, which is positively correlated with the play that we've already taken in here. That's pretty cool. So let me explain that. Yatoro, let's go over. Nah, that's disagreeing. Negative correlation. We'll take Palafox. That is League of Legends. I'm not intentionally doing this. That's an over. They're playing G2. And that's negatively correlated with Broken Blade. We can't do that either. Do we have anything at all? Gunner. Gunner for Dota. Wow, this is brutal. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that one looks good. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and lock this one in too. And then again, the mentality behind this is turning around and middling on UD. I believe a lot of opportunity was on UD. So we're going to do that immediately now, and then we'll switch back to Prizepicks, see if we have any more value. And this is how you do it, guys. This is how you do it. You constantly have to observe the market. Treat this like a full-time job, like actually. Sit in front of your computer, observe the market, take advantage of mispriced props. All of these apps are setting their lines independently, right? Like that is the edge. Imagine you can get a stock at a different price just based on the trading platform that they're offering on. Like that's not a thing, right? Like you can only take a stock price at a certain price point. because it's universal. But on sports betting apps like Prizepicks, they're offering a different price than on UD for the exact same player prop, which is the edge, which is what we're doing here. Is we're observing the market, we're taking advantage of these mispriced props, and we're attacking. And we're attacking now before they move, because they will move. I was able to get that in. All esports, that's fine. Let's switch over to UD real quick. That was the correlation slip I had on my video. All the projections changed. That's fine. And let's take a look here. See if we can grab some better middling opportunities here. We know that esports had a ton. That's a really bad line. That's a really mispriced line on Hot Streak. I would encourage you guys to hit the under 40.5 on Joel Embiid there. Somnus was the guy, right? Let's see if he's still available. Over 13. Nightfall under. And then Slater, middle of that between Hot Streak, but let's try that 1-to-1 comparison with Prizepicks. There it is. Nightfall wasn't under, right? Yep. And I would enter this as a 3-man slip. And the reason that we're doing 3-man on UD is, first, we're trying to get in the value as quickly as possible, but the payouts are drastically different than on Prizepicks. If I select the best bang for your buck slip type here, we're getting non-insured slips here, average individual odds per leg at minus 122 odds, right? On Prizepicks, if you do a 3-man, it's like minus 160 something. It's freaking insane how bad the payouts are, because they're paying out 5x compared to UD where they're paying out 6x, and that matters. Because the EV, the value changes based on the discrepancies, based on the value and the consensus data. And yeah, so hopefully that makes sense. The value individually changes. So a 3-man non-insured provides great bang for your buck here on UD. All right, so that's the next slip I would get in on UD. And we can turn around the middle here on UD for all these esports props too, but I'm assuming you guys want NBA. So there's also a lot more data for NBA, so there's a lot more confident plays here. I know that there's going to be plays on Parlay play. I'm going to switch over to Prizepicks real quick, and then we can switch over to Parlay play, just because I know there's going to be value. And there's actually some value for tonight. Yeah, there's an NFL game on tonight. Yeah. That's actually a pretty good play. Let's do this. Let's try to make another Prizepick slip. Why not? We'll throw in some NFL combo props. Is that an under? Oh, that's over. It already moved, so no more value there. Never mind then. This Kevin Durant prop looks pretty good. I want to take that fantasy score. Fantasy scores are my favorite to take. I truly believe that they present the biggest edge, which is why we have fantasy props on our optimizer. Do you know what? Let's switch over. Let's do a correlation slip. Let's do a correlation slip on Prizepicks for tonight. There was a really good one I tweeted out earlier. It was it had all the overs from the same game. Of the Bucks. Were they playing? And the Suns. Right? Are they playing each other, or is it the Lakers? They are playing. Sorry, it was the 76ers and the Bucks. That's who it was. I was thinking about the Bucks plays because I know they took them. Anyway, it had Lillard at 7, which presented a huge edge. But this is what a correlation slip would look like, and generally this is the strongest correlation. And the one thing with the single game parlay odds on Prizepicks and on DraftKings and on FanDuel is they actually differ between their correlation scores. So there was a lot of backward engineering done between what we had to go through in terms of stats. Anyway, these combos here are the highest correlated combos because if you guys think about it, like organically speaking and logically speaking, if Chris Middleton's scoring more points, he's obviously getting more assists. I think the assist rate last season was like near 70%, right? So for every bucket scored, 70% of the time there was an assist associated with it. So obviously the higher the assist rate, the higher the points, right? That makes sense. But also less the rebounds, generally speaking. More buckets equals less rebounds. Makes sense, right? Less buckets means more opportunities for rebounds, right? So that's where the correlation comes into play. And then we're taking the individual plus EV odds of these players, right? I think we got Maxey yesterday at 21.52. So we got Lillard over 7, which obviously got bumped to 7.5. And then we got Maxey at 21.5, which got bumped to 22.5. We also had Joel Embiid assist in there. Anyway, this is a slightly profitable slip. Like obviously stronger correlation for sports like NFL. But NBA, yeah, man. This is a great slip to take advantage of. There was more of an edge on the slip I tweeted out earlier. And then for the Suns here, the Suns and Lakers game, this is a nice one for UD. Drew Eubanks to get 1.5 assists. There must be a good edge there. I mean, hey, you just need 2. You need points scored from Eric Gordon. That's all he can do. So, and looks like you need more points scored from. It looks like the bench team here. So if this game gets out of hand, I mean, this is definitely favoring that game script. Which again, we do take into consideration correlation, right? Because we have a lot of bench players here. So that's another thing to consider. Like, hey, if this game gets out of hand, someone gets into foul trouble, like this slip has a more likely chance to hit, which is pretty cool. Anyway, all that's baked in. You guys see the chart. You guys see what correlation does. Like, there's no other convincing needed. We literally show you guys the slips. We show you how to play every single slip. Which slip gives you the best edge, right? If you go into single game parlay odds on FanDuel and DraftKings, they're going to differ slightly there. But this shows you based on the correlation scores that we're getting for running many thousands of simulations behind the scenes. This is the best profitable slip right now, given the plus EV percentage on each individual leg. Back to scoping out individual odds here. Nothing on Prizepicks. Let's check out UD individual plays. Ooh. I know a lot of you can't do college football, but if you can, I would take advantage of Marcus Carroll. This thing is set to it's the first initial odds. FanDuel opening lines, but since there's such a large discrepancy here, I would be okay with taking this on UD. 2 rushing attempts, huge. And obviously Marcus Carroll's a star player, hence the reason why his projection's set all the way to 23. You guys can put in these plays right now. I'm going to take a water break here. All right. But yeah, this is positively correlated, right? So you can take the Carroll under, Granger over. I think Dustin actually did that. I mean, this is kind of falling into our laps, right? Pass heavy game. And you can throw Jordan Love in there. Love looks to be pretty aggressive according to... Oh, did that get adjusted? It did. It did. Breece Hall under touchdowns. Okay, I'll take that. If you guys can take college football, that's the play. That's the 3-man slip I would enter right now on UD. If you guys haven't signed up for UD, use code DGF for 100% match up to $500. That is still an offer on UD. That is the most aggressive in the industry. They're obviously making moves here. Melton here, I would take that as well. If you don't have college football, let's make a slip. Melton over PRA, 15.5. And then Fame looks to be pretty off here for CS2. That's an under. That's the slip I would be doing on a 3-man non-insured slip on UD. That looks very good. Very good. And the rest are college football plays. I personally want to attack Parlay play now because that has been fun. That's been fantastic. As you guys can see, so much value. I'm going to select a 6-man non-insured, and we can definitely do this. So let's go through it now. If you guys haven't signed up for Parlay Play, easily the best app when it comes to NBA value, as we saw yesterday. Like, it wasn't even close. Some of these plays, I need to refresh. Some of these plays here were like 2 to 3 points off consistently every single time. LaMelo Ball, that's a completely different story, obviously, because of the breaking injury news, but like the information's been out for a while and we're still setting AD off, right? Like the entire market is setting this 25.5, a slight juice on the under here according to Barstool and Fliff, and we have AD all the way up here at 26.5, right? So that's a huge discrepancy. Like why hasn't that been adjusted? Let's put some NHL plays in here. Oh, they're playing each other. That's probably not... Yeah, that's negative correlation. So I'm going to get rid of that guy. I'll explain why I'm not picking this play here, cuz in a second. Let's go right past that. And there it is. If you guys can get this in, this is a 6-man non-insured. They provide the best bang for your buck because it pays out 40x, which is plus 3,900 parlay odds. And there's no other app out there that provides that kind of value other than Jock Market now. I believe they have a 6-man payout that's identical to that. But Anthony Davis under 26.5 points plus assists. You can also use your slide the line promo. I'll talk about that in a second if you haven't already. Just getting this in real quick. I hate how long that takes every single time. Oh, really good value all the time on Parlay Play here. So I think that's it. So the reason I didn't take Cuz here, let's talk about it. We have a projection set to 3.5. And we have, it looks like UD setting this up to 4. And Hot Streak looks pretty off too. But we also have a 1-to-1 comparison here on Prizepicks and Parlay Play, which scares me. Like if I'm gonna take this prop, it looks like a 2-2 split really. It looks like these guys are agreeing, hey, this should be closer to 4. And these guys are like, no, it's 3.5. But there's a 50-50 split here. So until one of those gets bumped, until that sharp money comes in on one of those apps, I don't really feel comfortable taking it. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, technically this isn't a bad play because it's so juiced. It looks to me like Hot Streak is the most off here. But like, because this is so juiced, yeah, sure. Like consensus data says, yeah, 3.5 is good. But you gotta keep in mind, like Hot Streak is heavily weighting this based on that data. So it's really up to you. You know, we provide a tool at the end of the day. Like you have to make your own decisions based on the data that's provided to you. Some of these are so straightforward that you don't have to make that decision. But Anthony Davis, like clearly this is off. One points plus assists off. Clearly this is off for the receiving yards combo, right? Clearly Sidney Crosby is off. Heavily juiced on the under, but Cuz is like up for interpretation. Anyway, that's why I skipped past it. That's why. Jock Market. Jock Market looks good. Is that a promo? It is. So there's a Dame promo set to, it looks like they discounted him 1.5. I would play that. Hit the over on Dame. I think it's a what, $10 max. Let's go with, these aren't even props. Ooh, Cacanito. We'll take the under there. Under 22. And again, I can't show you guys on the screen for Jock Market. So right now I have the top 2 because they don't have a website presence, desktop presence. Joel Embiid over 3 points made. Let's go ahead and throw that one in there. That one looks good. So the one thing I like about that play, and I'll explain it here in a second. Dame over, Cacanito under. That's a funny name to say. It's a $10 max. I just got that in on my phone. Joel Embiid over, Dame over, Cacanito under. So the reason why I like these even props, and Jock Market does a really good job at putting these on, because if this was on Prizepicks, they wouldn't even offer it, right? They would never offer this one prop because there's such heavy juice on the over. And that's where I think there's a huge edge for these even props on apps like Jock Market. If you haven't used code DGF, do so for Jock Market as well. But this is so heavily juiced. Minus 220, minus 230, minus 2. The books are basically saying, hey, there's a fantastic chance that Joel Embiid lands on 1. I can almost guarantee you that the juice at 1.5 is also pretty heavily favored on the under, but not as heavily favored on the over at 0.5, if that makes sense. So you're basically playing this to push or go over. You're playing Joel Embiid to go 1 or 2, right? That's how you're looking at this. So this looks like a very, very safe prop. Worst case scenario, you push, goes down to 2. Cacanito and Damian Lillard are still very good in terms of their edge. So I really like these props, and for that reason, I really like taking these even props, and not too many of them. Like I would never go play Brook Lopez, Joel Embiid, and Gabe Vincent in tonight's contest, because like the probability that these all land on 1 are actually pretty high. Like they're higher than you would think. So that's kind of irrelevant. So I would play these non-even props along with like one leg that's very low, very, there's a high probability that it lands on 1. Anyway, that's what I have to say about Jock Market. Fliff, how we checked out Fliff? Always stuff on Fliff, man. Always stuff on Fliff. It's actually not that much in comparison to like normal. But yeah, like these, I say that, but like look at all these. These are all fantastic. All very good. We'll run through this one last time here. Parlay play. I think we got a majority of the value. Did I just crash my own website? It might be shutting it down for us here. I think we're good. Kevin Durant just popped up. This one's still up here. If you guys don't ever know what to take here in terms of value, just select the best parlay odds, and it will sort it for you. I'm making sure that we haven't taken this combo. We didn't take this one. That's 3. Sure, let's do it. Let's try. Let's make it fun. We can double down too if we need to, right? That Durant prop just looks very good. It's an over too, right? Oh, it's an under. Oops. Under. I mean, is AD still up there? Like, that's a good prop to take. So, depending on your limitations, like, you can take that too. Like, why hasn't that moved? How do you spell his stupid name? It's EOV. That is over. Strikeouts in the World Series. I think it's so funny how those two teams made it, and now it's favoring the under for these receiving combo props. I mean, that's annoying. What happened there? Looking for a 2-yard discrepancy now. We have LeBron under, but that's... I mean, we're just hoping for a blowout. It could happen. Right? They're all unders between the stars, but, you know, take the value where you can. It could definitely happen. And then Joel Embiid under blocks plus steals. Did we take that too? I think we did. We're really forcing, or we're doubling down here if you guys are able to do that. And then we'll go ahead and go right below that cusp of what's plus EV for parlay play. And we'll find another leg here. Oh, we didn't take this guy. This NHL guy. Under 3.5 shots on goal. That would be the slip. All right. I'm going to go to some questions here as we soak up the rest of the value. The whole point of these live streams, guys, is obviously to show you the best value on Prizepicks, UD, all these apps, but it's also to educate. So let's see if we have any questions. Can you make a video talking in depth about how you created the correlation scores? That I can't do. That I can't do, simply because that is a custom score. Yeah, can't give away too much information on the correlation score. All you need to know is that the higher the correlation score, the more correlated it is. It's out of 100, right? So, did you get rid of the old Discord? No, it's still there. It's still there. I would message TJ if you want to get back into the Discord. Alex Monahan's brother. Are you picking correlations that match final outcomes you think will happen? Guys, I have nothing to do with what shows up on the correlation tool. It is consistently updating based on the value that's on the front end. For instance, so let's talk about this. Let's actually talk about this, because so many people think that, like, the correlation is in line with what's most likely to occur based on, like, game odds. That's not the case at all. If there's a player prop, I'm going to use a hypothetical here, and an extreme hypothetical. Let's say that Josh Allen's under is being favored by like 20 yards. He's like 20 yards off, right? Let's just say that he's 20 yards off on Prizepicks. Not on Prizepicks because you can't put on unders name. Let's say on underdog. 20 yards off on underdog. We're going to start out the slip by recommending Josh Allen under, and now that game script then follows the under of these players. Wide receivers, punters, overs, what's correlated, but we're also, it's automatically sifting through the individual plus EV odds of each leg. So it's doing all the thinking for you. I don't decide it. Literally, the odds decide what type of correlation slip is going to be recommended on the tool. It literally is doing all the heavy lifting for you, which is the best part of it, which is why I love it so much. So for instance, we can dive deeper into why these slips appear on the tool. What's the Thursday night football game tonight? It is the Bucks and Bills. Let's go through this slip. I want to show you guys. Because we saw it this morning. There were some very soft props here. The under's being slightly favored here on the under of Josh Allen. So the soft line is coming from somewhere else. Is it Diggs? Is it Mayfield? Is it Chris Godwin? I think Godwin's very soft as well, if I remember correctly. His is actually like dead even. Baker Mayfield. These are all like 50-50 lines. So it might literally just come down to like, yeah, so there's Baker Mayfield. So like for instance, Baker Mayfield's 50.5, which is the highest over we've seen so far. And again, the edge doesn't come from the individual plus EV legs as much as the correlation itself. So Baker Mayfield being as heavily correlated with these other wide receivers is the reason why this slip is profitable, not the individual legs. But, and then there it is. That's the answer. So Stephon Diggs is off. It looks like anywhere between 1 and 4 or 5 yards. As you can see, like these books are all slightly off here. Looks like Bet Online set to 89.5. So that's the reason. So as you can see, the overs are being slightly favored on the slip, which is why we're recommending the overs from this game. If that makes sense. And the correlation tool is always sifting through that. It's always finding the edge based on that sole fact. We actually had some really good soft lines on the Prizepicks slip that we got in earlier. I believe it was, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you obviously know, and most of you are coming from Twitter, but the slip I got in was Baker Mayfield over 1 passing touchdowns, Josh Allen over 22.5 passing completions. So let's put that out there. Passing completions, you can't even put in the single game parlay odds on FanDuel. The fantasy apps allow you to do that. It just goes to show you how much of an edge there actually is, which is freaking insane. Because passing completions are so heavily correlated that the sports books don't allow you to do it, which is it's crazy. Mike Evans, we got at 57.5 earlier. We got Stephon Diggs, again, 86.5, so that's slightly worse there. And then the punters. The punters are the main thing. And Baker Mayfield is very heavily favored to go over 0.5 touchdowns. So again, we're playing his chances to either land on 1 or 2. Like hopefully he lands on 2 and then we sweep. But having that correlation combo with passing touchdowns, passing completions is what sets that slip apart, which the sportsbooks won't even allow you to do, which is why there's such an edge. Can you give away some of your picks right now? Have you been watching this stream? Do you feel more comfortable going over or under on the play? That depends on the odds that are given. So I don't do any thinking. I literally have zero thinking involved when I'm taking these plays. Dude, why is this still up here? You guys, if you guys can play college football, take that right now. Can you be profitable with $100 bankroll using the correlation tool? I don't have a lot to start with, and after I sign up, I'm wanting to join. So, $100 bankroll, I would say no. And I'm just being honest. Like I could easily say, I could be a jerk and say, yeah, dude, sign up for our correlation tool. You can make a bunch of money, but not with $100 bankroll. That should show you guys that I'm not trying to sell you a product that you're not going to be successful with. You need enough of a bankroll to play through the bad variance. These correlation slips, you're going to miss a lot more than that. Like you're going to miss a majority. You need to go into tonight's game thinking that the correlation slip will not sweep. That's the mindset you should have because you're playing the long-term game. So because you're playing the long-term game and because you're investing on each one of these correlation slips, you should never be playing more than 1% of your bankroll on any type of slip. So you should never start, based on that example, with less than $500 because $5 is the minimum that you can put on Prizepicks. Does that make sense? So you should never be investing in this tool if you don't have a starting bankroll of at least $500, in my opinion. Sure, I mean, you can like go for it, like you're your own person, but I'm never going to recommend, I'm not going to sit here and recommend that you should sign up for a tool if you have less than $100 in your account. Like, it doesn't make any sense. That being said, you can get match deposits here, and you can definitely start out your bankroll by depositing on UD. 100% match up to $500. Like, you can have a free $100 there. You can start out by depositing $500 on UD and immediately have $1,000 or $250 rather, right? $250, have $500 right there because they're matching you in promo funds. Did you see that insane play on Boom earlier? They had a CFB player at 44.5 receiving yards instead of rushing. I bet you that happens. Yeah, there's actually a good amount of plays that I've seen on Boom lately. We can check real quick. Yeah, but Boom hasn't been providing us before this season. Like, we would never see this. We would never see this, right? But they've been stepping up a little bit, and not only that, we've added Boom to our correlation tool. So, like, this is the most profitable slip right now. Josh Allen, Gabe Davis. This one's off 2 yards. I know that for a fact because I looked at Gabe Davis on FanDuel earlier, 41. Very soft on Diggs. So Diggs and Gabe Davis are very soft there. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Again, we will be going live a little bit later in the day, me and TJ right before lock, because that's when the insane value does drop. Now, there's only 2 games to play tonight, so it might not be as insane, but you know, we're still going to scope the board. Still going to take the opportunities given to us. Yeah, that's going to be at 4:30 Eastern time. If you guys want to show up for another live stream, then turn on those notifications, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you later.
I'm crawling around, searching for higher ground. Can't see in front of me, my enemies. I've tried every possibility, ability to know if I can bleed. If that's what you wanted, you won't get it tonight. 'Cause I can fly. Fly.